So this is Scaffold React Native, right? So we already know what React Native Scaffold is all about. So I won't go into the details of that. And I'm guessing we all know about React Native, which is the framework for building mobile apps for Android and iOS. So this is basically a combination of the two concepts, right? So how this works is we have in Scaffold, the existing model, the local blockchain runs on hard hat. There is the node, if it's Foundry, it works on. But in this model, it works with Gnash. Now, why do I use Gnash? Because we need to be able to configure the server to have access to it for local development. So Gnash enables me to configure the settings so I can use my local IP address as my host. So if you want to know your local IP address, you could just go to the terminal and press IP config, you get that. Well, that is the reason why I use Gnash. Now, for Scaffold itself, how Scaffold React Native is set up, how this build product is set up is that enables you it has an inbuilt wallet. So you can create a new wallet if you don't have one already, or you can import one. And I'll go ahead and import one. I have a seed phrase here that I would import. So let me take that. Oh dear God. Hold on. My instance. Why are you doing this to me? I'm having issues copying my damn seed phrase. Okay. So I dump the seed phrase in here, and I use the best password in the world, which is password. And now there is usually a toggle for signing in with biometrics, but since I'm on the simulator, biometrics is not available, so the option doesn't pop up. But if I was on my device, then I would be able to sign in with biometrics, whether it's Face ID or fingerprint. So I go in and welcome to Scaffold. So this is basically the intro page, right? So you can go in here and debug contracts. I have Snowman contract implemented I have the Snowman contract implemented over here. So if you remember my Snowman NFT contracts, one of my earliest builds and build, I have the contract set up here. I will go ahead and deploy that because I've already set up in hard hat config, I've set up the RPC URL over here. Right, so I've set up the script for deployment, so I'll go ahead and deploy that. Before I do that, let me delete this to avoid the errors that comes from deployment. So first, I will deploy to my local blockchain, which is Gnash. So this will require a bit of patience, but once it's done, we'll see the transactions. And okay, yes, it's oh, nice. It's actually fast. Amazing. So it deploys that and look to the local blockchain. We can see the transactions here. And it automatically sets it up for our front end. And I'm sure you saw the front end with Fresh. So since that is all deployed and it's set up in the front end, we can debug that. So we can go into here. You can see the balances of each of them. So I go into let's go into the Snowman contract. Right. Takes a while. Wait to look. System is a bit slow. Or I'm running a lot on my system right now. All right, so here is the Snowman contract constructed from the ABI and the parameter and all that good stuff, much like in the existing model. And over here, you can see it reads the variables, it reads the balance as well, which is currently 0 because there's nothing minted in it. So total supply, absolutely nothing. There are reads, so you could read, say I want to read the balance of, or let's just I want to read the, that, I'll tell you, just, okay, let me first mint. So let's just mint one Snowman. So I cost of minting a snowman is like 0.02 ETH. I can't send that like that, so I convert it to a way that I hit the send button. This just sees that it's going to fail, right? Now it fails because yes, it fails because the wallet that I'm connected to, the initial wallet has no funds, right? There's no funds here. So how do we get ahead of this? We need to import a wallet or one of an account with this. So what do? We go to one of the funded accounts on Nash. You take in that private key. I could paste it, but problem pasting in this time. To paste over here, we'll go through the HDB shell input, and I will go ahead and dump the. I'll go ahead and dump the send it back. I'll dump this in here and then enter. Amazing. So we've pasted the private key and now we import. And voila, now we have a funded account that we can use to sign our transaction. So now that we have that, we can go back to the bulk contracts and sign the transaction. So I go to, I have to, still needs a bit of patience. I'm so sorry about this. I like to work on improving the performance of this. It's all right. So here we have the handling. The variables are loading up, the params, everything, the balance. And we have all that set up. So when I go in here and I go to minutes, then we'll go to length and we'll put it in hints, all right, beautiful. So to minting costs 0.02 ETH. We can't send that as ETH, obviously. You have to convert to ETH. So I hit the little star on the side. I send the transaction. So you see the transaction prompt shows you the balance of your account, shows you the contract address, shows you the function you're calling and the contract address as well. Shows you the estimated gas fee and the total. And I hit confirm. And transaction successful. Voila. So you get the receipt. Well, we don't really need to see that. And let's move on to the top, and we'll see that the balance has been updated to 0.2, right? Including the total supply and stuff. So let me just get out of that. Now, for this, I have the initial. I need to go to the form. Already one. Okay, cool. Sorry about the lot. I'm running a lot of my sister out here. It's different. So here's the snowman that we minted from the bulk contracts. So this is the first snowman in the game. So this snowman is for the current address that I'm connected to, the account I'm connected to. I could mint another snowman here. This is just an example implementation just to show what Scaffold can do. I basically brought in the build from the existing model that I did for the web, just to show that it's transferable. So I could confirm and mint another one, and instantly it would mint a second snowman. Beautiful. So and already loads that up for me. Amazing. So all right. Yeah, we have that. So we have it. I didn't obviously if you see the main build that you wanna done, you know that extra functionalities of this is you can add accessories. So you can have a hat, a scarf, or the belt. But this is just the light them. The contract stays the same. And you have just to implement that feature.
Could you show us the example UI? Just show that it's like in React Native, like what that example mint page looks like in the React. Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. So you see that. So this is the React Native. I use native base for the UI. You can see the scaffold. This build also lets you. I have hooks, right? Hooks built into it. Hooks that enable you to interact with the deployed contract So these use like kind of similar to the existing model. You have the scaffold right hook. So this is the one I use to access the renting functionality. I specify the contract name, the function name, the value, if any. This is optional, by the way. The gas limits, and a bunch of yada yada yadas that I can use, and voila, it enables me to mint. There is also a use scaffold read. So let's say I want to read the snowman name, right? Let's say I want to read the snowman name. I go through the use scaffold read hook, and I specify the contract name. I say snowman. I specify the function name. I say the name. I just want to read the name. That's all I need to be able to. Now, if I go into the example contract over here, right? So I can dump this over here. So I call this a snowman name. I call this, right? So what happens here is that you see it raised the name. All right, so that's the beauty of this. It has built-in hooks that enable you to interact seamlessly with the deployed contracts. And you can other hooks. There are other hooks here. Let me show you some of them. This is the hook to retrieve the connected accounts, wallet account. The hook to read the balance. This hook, contract read and contract write, is different from the scaffold contract read and scaffold contract write hook. These two hooks is kind of like WAGMI hooks, whereby you can interact with any contract, right? So specify the ABI, the address, the all of that to connect to read it from using your client's current account network provider. You interact with contracts seamlessly. You can use this to get the connected network, and you can also sign messages in Scaffold React Native with your APK or inbuilt wallet. So how does that work? So let's say I want to sign a message that says, let's say use sign message, and I specify this is kind of like the also WAGMI. So I want to sign a message, let's say fund me, right? So fund me, I call sign message, and I'm going to, let me just dump that in use effect, right? Because we're going to be wiping that out soon as. Okay, yeah, I'll just dump that in here. It returns a promise that I can use to get the results to the signature hash. So since I'm in here, this is what it basically looks like, and this is the log. So as you can see, it says to fund me, and when I sign that, all right, okay, cool. So when I sign that, as you can see, I have the sorry, don't bug you about the I get the transaction hash in the launch, right? So and also if for any reason you happen to switch network to the network that is not your target network, say currently target network is localhost, let's say I switch to Sepolia, you get this red floating button at the bottom right of your screen, right? It's literally persists any screen that you're at. I go to example, it's there because you have to be connected. Like, just please connect to your target network. So if I connect to my target network, all of a sudden everything works, right? So that is the beauty of this build. And you have the settings page, since I would say the final page. I can change password. If your device enables, if biometrics is available in your device, that option will be here as well to toggle it. Well, it's not, so you can just change the password there. And for the wallets, let's say I navigate through. If you've seen my Pox wallet demo, then you know what this is about. But if you've not, then let me just explain that. You have the send. You can transfer between accounts. So I remember that the first account was not funded. I had to import this account, but I could fund it and use that to mint an NFT. So let's just fund it 10. And I go in where I fund it. Beautiful. So I go into the all right, so let me switch account. So I switch to the first account and I have penny. So I move into the example. This account has no snowman, obviously, so I'll just straight up mint one snowman. Those more thing. All right, let me mint one snowman for this for this account right here. And it gives me the estimated gas fee, given the total. I confirm, and I'll get one snowman minted. Now, I could also make changes to the smart contract, and it will automatically update the front end. That's the beauty of this view. So let's see that beautiful snowman before we get into that. All right, beautiful. So if I go into the snowman contract, snowman contract, I changed the name from snowman to snowman dog, whatever. What do I call it? Snowman white. Let's call that snowman white. And I redeploy this. A bit of patience though. Or patience is a virtue. So what is going to happen here is that, at least what we expect to happen, and it will happen, is like the front end is going to update. So it basically loads, you can see, we redeploys that, and we've updated our front end with this script over there. If I go into an example, it brings, yeah, see, snowman white. Obviously, it's a new address, so there's no NFT. But I could go ahead and this one.